Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Grave, the home of the paranormal. As I sit here in my local coffee shop researching tales of the UK's most haunted places, I start to ask myself, what makes a location haunted? Does it need to have a history of death and violence? Does it need to be dark for events to take place? Judging by my own experiences, and I'm yet to fully investigate the haunting of number 21, I would say it's possible everywhere is haunted, and everything is possible. Before we start, I'd like to thank all those who have reached out over social media. It's always nice talking to like-minded people who can relate to the stories I tell. I have also been thinking about expanding this podcast and venturing into the world of YouTube. You can find all episodes now on YouTube, with bonus videos coming soon. If you would like to support this journey, you can donate the cost of a coffee. Link in description. If not, don't worry, you can always support the show by simply sharing this content. Either way, I'm more than grateful. The historic hauntings of Hampton Court Palace. The original Tudor Hampton Court Palace was built in the early 16th century, and it soon attracted the attention of Henry VIII, who brought all his 6 wives there. Surrounded by gorgeous gardens and famous features such as the maze and the grapevine, the palace has been the setting for many nationally important events. When William III and Mary II took the throne in 1689, they commissioned Sir Christopher Wren to build an elegant extension to the palace. Later, Georgian kings and princes occupied the splendid interiors. Queen Victoria opened the palace to the public in 1838. It has remained a magnet for millions of visitors, drawn to the grandeur, the ghosts and the fabulous art collection. With the palace steeped in history and stories of death and despair, let's delve into the most popular ghost sightings of Hampton Court Palace. The Screaming Queen. On 30th October 1541, Thomas Cranmer informed Henry VIII, via letter, that his new queen was accused of dissolute living before her marriage with Francis Dereham. The king ordered Cranmer to thoroughly investigate the claims and confined Catherine to her apartment, with only Lady Rochford to attend her. The terrified teenager broke free and ran along what is now called the Haunted Gallery, screaming out to the king for mercy. She never reached Henry, who was at prayer in the chapel at the time. The guards dragged Catherine away screaming. She never saw Henry again. Aged 19, Catherine was beheaded at the Tower of London in 1542 for adultery and treason. It is said that her anguished ghost now repeats this heartbreaking journey, screaming through eternity. To this day, visitors still report unexplained sightings, sounds, smells, and strange feelings as they cross the haunted gallery. During separate tours of the palace in 1999, 2 female visitors fainted on the same spot in the haunted gallery, about half an hour apart from each other. Nobody can explain the ghostly sightings at Hampton Court Palace, but one thing is certain, Catherine will not rest until she is once again reunited with her much-loved Henry. The Grey Lady. During renovation in 1929, Sybil's tomb was disturbed, and shortly after this, stories began to spread of a grey lady seen to walk the corridors of the state apartments and clock court at the palace. Sybil is also linked to mysterious spinning wheel noises that is said to come from behind the walls of the palace. Legend has it that when the wall was removed, an old spinning wheel was discovered within the walls. There have been many sightings of the Grey Lady within the palace, and if the story is true about Sybil, it comes with a sad ending. Sybil was a loving and loyal servant within the palace who acted as a wet nurse to Edward VI. Sybil also nursed Elizabeth I devotedly through smallpox in 1562, ultimately saving the Queen's life. Soon after saving the Queen's life, poor Sybil would also contract smallpox and later die of the disease. Today, loving Sybil can often be heard trying to get the attention of those she cared for. Thank you for listening. If you've got a ghost story to tell, I'd love to hear from you. You can follow me on all social media platforms and support the podcast by donating the cost of a coffee, all links in description. Until next time, stay safe and sleep well.